The MBTI kind of test briefly explains you your own kind of default setting that you would like to do something based on four different characteristics, as we mentioned previously in the video. I put the link of that video down in the description. So you would be given exact kind of detailed four digit, and based on that, you can delve into the details of what that kind of means. For instance, in this video, we're going to actually delve into INTJ. And some people move through life, reacting to what happens. And INTJ, why did we choose this one? Because as an example, you can understand the details of it. And also, it's one of the most misunderstood ones because INTJs move through life predicting what will happen. If you ever felt like mentally ahead of your environment and disconnected from the shallow conversations, obsessed with improving the system, ideas, or yourself, well, you might be an INTJ. Well, but just you have to take that test as we had in the previous video. If you haven't watched that one, first watch that one, then this one, because this would, complete the previous one based on the examples. So the INTJ is one of the rarest and the most misunderstood personality types. So in this video, we'll explain how INTJs think and why they feel different, where they kind of struggle, and how they can actually thrive. This is not a hype, this is the psychology. And why can I personally resonate with this one? Because the answer of my personality type is INTJ. So I'm an introvert, basically, but I fall very close to the being an extrovert because of my job. And I believe it's a very interesting thing because it's like called the architect kind of character. And when I was reading it, basically, I was like, wow, this is exactly true. That's exactly how I am. That completely made me understand that, yeah, this is so true. That's why I feel like it's beneficial also for you guys to take the test, know your kind of character type, and then based on that, you can try to plan ahead. But if you happen to be an INTJ, it's going to be an interesting thing because you're an introvert, and so your energy comes from solitude and reflection. It's the same for me. I like to stay alone and think about a lot of things. The N comes from intuition. It means focus on the patterns, the future outcomes, and the meaning. Exactly. Because you can sit and you can say, okay, if this happens, then that, then this. I plan a lot of things ahead personally. Then the T is for thinking. So your decisions would be guided by the logic and the objective truth. And the J would be for the judging. The preference for structure, planning, and the closure. I mean, if I could tell you how many times I've been told, like, why do you judge? And I was like, that's how I am. Like, that's part of my character. And the sooner you know, like, your character type, the sooner you can actually become your own friend, and you will get to know a lot of things. And that's a beautiful journey. Because most people don't even go through a test that would take only a few minutes to get to know themselves better, and then they can have a much easier kind of life maneuvering over the task and obstacles for themselves. Most people will just live their life and they will be confused. Okay, what happened? Why did I do that? Oh, I made a mistake. But that's not the truth. Everything happens for a reason. Yeah, I look kind of more handsome wearing the sunglasses on. Yeah, but yeah, jokes aside, anyway, this doesn't explain the depth. For example, INTJs are not defined by the letters, they're defined by the cognitive function and the features and the structure in it. So the INTJ cognitive functions operate with the internal system, as we mentioned, like they are introvert. And Why is it like that? You might be curious. So, INTJs absorb the information quietly. They connect dots subconsciously and form internal kind of models of reality, which is a very interesting thing that doesn't happen. By the way, it's only 2% of the whole population in the world have this kind of character type. It's a very rare one, and I believe not many videos are also made on this kind of character type. Uh, and they think in visions and manifestation. This is why INTJs often know the answer before explaining it, feel frustrated when asked to show the steps, or trust their kind of internal certainty. They're very creative, and where is this going? You might be thinking. So that's why INTJs are strategists. They predictive and often misunderstood, because majority of people are not like this, and they look at them and say you're different. So then it focuses on efficiency, structure, result, logic over emotion. The INTJs, like the people who have this kind of character type, they have preferences in liking something and hating something. They probably hate emotional decision making or wasted effort more than other kind of people. Of course, that's not very lovely. And why they appear, you might be asking, or what is the reason behind making this video, you might be asking. Well, I make this video in case you guys happen to be falling in the INTJ. We can get to know your character type, and it can benefit you in finding the right partner that is aligning well with your let's say preferences and default setting deep down to your cognitive behavior, so it will be a pleasant experience. Otherwise, you find someone based on the looks, but the say the attractiveness is not enough, because if you want to hang out with them a lot of time, if you like the behavior is different and you be too different, it's not going to work out. Very obvious. And yeah, so let me know down in the comments what you guys think. What is your kind of score on the test? And the INTJs don't broadcast emotions. They process them internally. This can make them seem cold or distant or uncaring. That is very true. I can also say that. But when an INTJ commits emotionally, they commit fully, and it deals with being present, physical reality, and sensory kind of experiences, because they may ignore their body or live in their head or overthink sometimes. It's a very common thing. Mispresent the moment joy and be under stress, but this can look like impulsive behavior or overcomplication or overthinking sometimes. But the reckless decisions that they make is based on the cognitive behavior that they have, that they think. So the INTJ is under stress and burnout. When overwhelmed, they would become rigid and lose emotional kind of flexibility, and they would just withdraw about it. They may obsess over perfection. They might be perfectionists. They try to control, and worst case scenarios, they try to imagine what might happen. So long-term stress disconnects INTJs from meaning, making life feel mechanical and empty. The solution is not more thinking, but the balance of taking action. I hope you understand. So, how do they fall within the relationship type, you might be asking? So, INTJs are extremely selective. They don't want attention or drama or surface level kind of bonding. They're looking for something deeper. They want the depth, the loyalty, the shared vision. to build something together. They show love by planning the future, solving the problems, protecting the time, and it's a really interesting thing. I believe other characters also do the same, but this main one would focus on these. And they also have some parts that they struggle in, and they struggle actually with emotional expression or reassurance or romantic spontaneity or but they are like one of the most loyal types, don't get it wrong, but what about the work? They thrive in roles that are about strategy, about analysis, research, leadership without micromanagement. They fall in like environments that are dominated by politics, driven by emotion, lacking long-term vision. They need meaning, not just the surface of just, they go deep in the thing. And they would grow into developing emotional expression, stay present in the moment, accept imperfection. But you guys might be like, okay, how can we use any of this kind of information? Well, there are myths and there are realities. You can understand that they are private, they're not cold. If you happen to be one of them or you happen to be seeing one of them as a partner, they think that they're superior. They think that they're better than everyone else. They think that they're boss of everyone. Well, they value competence. They lack emotion. They process emotion internally. They don't do it outside because they're quite different people. And what was the final message of this video? I would like to tell you guys as a gift that the INTJs are not meant to blend in the society. They would stand out of the crowd. They are meant to be seen further when it comes down to thinking deeply and build smarter features. If you're an INTJ, your mind is a very beautiful thing because you're thinking about a lot of different stuff at the same time. You're strategic and you should be proud of yourself, or if you don't like blend in the crowd all the time, you stand out, that's a blessing, because I myself sometimes could not really fit in the crowd because I was too different. I thought differently, and I went and I took some tests and I came to this conclusion that I'm different. I think completely differently, and it's a really a blessing because I can focus on some stuff and I can get to achievements that most people will not actually be able to achieve. And you have to understand it because it's a very personal journey also for you. After you take the test, you can understand the score, you can comment it down below. We can help you to identify what are the advantages, what you can use it to help you. And then with that would explain a lot of things. And then the people that you like, the people that really care about you, your real friends, they would be there hoping to like welcome you and listen to you. But the ones that they don't care, well, they just not your friends. They're just some people that come and go in your life because you were sitting next to a guy at a class doesn't make you friends for life. It's like you come and go at the life. You know what I'm saying? So if you like the video, feel free to comment down below what you think, and you're probably gonna like one of these two videos that pop up. And yeah, until the next one. You look good with a goatee, huh?